Ready? Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Game of Destiny. Hope you're all safe and you're doing well during quarantine. Sorry for not uploading for so long, but we've had so many issues with, different files and trying to upload. We actually tried to upload the same file 3 times during this week. It was actually going to be the top 5 exotics in Destiny 2, but for some reason it just kept being abandoned at the time of processing for the YouTube upload. I don't know why. And then the upload would take like 8 hours to complete. It was so stupid. But anyway, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to do this, which is a guide on how to get the higher apparent machine gun, the new exotic machine gun that comes with the Guardian games. And so this is going to be divided into 3 steps. Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3. And then Step 3 has some subdivisions to that, but you'll see in a sec, okay? So Step 1 is to start participating in the Guardian games, okay? And so what you want to do is go to the tower, go to Eva, and then she will give you a quest, I believe, or a medal or something like that. And then she's going to lead you to Zavala, and then Zavala is going to lead you to the Drifter, who will then give you the quest that you need to start doing this. But first of all, I want to point out, okay, that when you talk to Zavala right after you speak to Eva, okay, he is going to give you a class item. Never ever unequip this whilst you are doing these challenges, okay? Because if not, it isn't going to track your progress or any of it, and therefore it's all going to be a big waste of time, okay? So you have been warned. Step number 2 is called Class Act. Basically, you're gonna want to start, well, first of all, to get the Class Act Triumph from the Drifter, which is the Triumph that I talked about that he is gonna give you, and then you obviously do it. And so by completing this, you are actually gonna then be able to complete the challenges to get the higher apparent machine gun. And the Class Act Triumph requires you to complete any 7 triumphs. I am gonna say 8 because they're just the easiest 8, and then you can choose from whichever one of those. But you have to do 7, okay, not 8. So you don't have to do all of these, just 7. Okay. Moving on to step 3, which is the easiest 7 triumphs. Number 1 is going to be called Renowned, and this requires you to earn points by collecting laurels from Super, Grenade, and then charged melee final blows. Your own class laurel gets 3 points, and then other class laurel gets 1 point. Okay, let me explain this, okay? When you get ability kills, every opponent, so all of the computer opponents, and then in PvP as well, are going to drop laurels, okay? And these come in 3 different types. They come in Hunter, in Warlock, and in Titan, okay? And so if the laurel that is dropped is the same as your class, so if you are a warlock and a warlock laurel is dropped, then you get 3 points. But if the opponent drops a hunter one and you're a warlock, then you're only going to get one, and so on, so on. You guys get it. And so the best way to be able to produce these more efficiently is to get a fire team with the same class, because your teammates can also produce laurels. And so if you're all warlocks or all titans or all hunters, every single laurel that you're going to pick up is going to be the same, and therefore it's going to give you the most amount of points, meaning that you can maximize the amount of points that you get. And that is how you do it. And I do want to say that there is a farm for this, and this is to go into the Whisper mission and then go underneath to where you find all the thralls, so where they all spawn, and just grind there and get all the laurels there if you want to do this. This triumph has no time limits, because some of these do, I have to mention that, but this one doesn't, so don't worry about this one. Um, and I want to say quickly that in PvE, you have to go and collect the laurels that are dropped by all of the opponents, but in PvP you don't, because they're automatically picked up for you, so just FYI. Anyway, moving on to triumph number 2, called Great Deeds. You're going to want to collect laurels in Gambit, Strikes, Forges, and Destinations. Yet again, I recommend you use a fire team of the same class to be the most efficient. And I want to point out that in Destination, Reckoning counts. So this can definitely help you boost what you get. Moving on to number 3, Gold Medalist. This is going to require you to redeem 30 gold medals. And for this, I'm actually going to suggest that you guys make characters for all 3 classes, because medals are counted overall. So therefore, if you get all of the medals that you can for the Warlock, then for the Titan, then for the Hunter, you're obviously going to get those um, in total, and you can actually get 7 medals per day for each character. So you can get 7 on the Titan, 7 on the Hunter, and then 7 on the Warlock, and that means that if you can do that in one day, you have 21 in one day, and then you just have to do two more in the next day, which means doing it with two different characters. So this is the most productive way to do it, but I do want to point out that once you make your character, you can't just start doing the Guardian games like right away. You have to, I believe, upgrade them about 30 or 15 power. I'm not sure, but then after you upgrade them a bit of power, which is fairly easy, just do a few missions, then you can participate. Now moving on to number 4, it's called Medalist. You have to redeem 75 medals. This is pretty simple, and yet again, I suggest you just use all three characters to collect more medals. I don't actually know what the daily limit is for this, but I know that if you use all three characters that you have in your account, it's going to be so much easier and much more productive. Now, number 5, show your colors. This says to get the point percentage to 100%. So it basically doesn't give you the amount of points that you need. It just shows you a percentage, and you need to get that to 100%. And these these points are obtained by doing bounties, and there's different types of bounties which you can get from either. There's three different ones: weekly, daily, and repeatable. Weekly counts for 4 points, daily counts for 2 points, and repeatable counts for 1 point, okay? Now, I want to mention that progress is extremely slow on this triumph, okay? So, the best option is to do your weekly, your daily, and then just grind the repeatable ones all day. It's going to be a pain, but trust me, it's the most effective way to do it. And please, guys, pay attention to the requirements that each bounty has because they can be extremely specific. So, one of them can be, I don't know, get grenade kills with Void ability, and then the next one can be get powered melee kills with Solar. So just be careful and bear in mind that, okay? Number 6, represent. Defeat opponents with abilities in Vagon Strikes and Nightfalls is what it requires. This comes naturally, you just do this every time because we all do Nightfalls and Strikes, and we all have to kill the opponent. So it's pretty simple. And then number 7, it's called Quintuple Threat. This asks you to redeem a gold medal for Crucible, Gambit, Strikes, Destinations, and Forges. Okay, now bear in mind, this is RNG dependent because you can't actually get the 5 events in the same day. So just bear in mind that. Medals don't actually change for different characters in this one, so you can't do the trick where you use your 3 different characters. I'm sorry. Okay, and I want to point out that only 2 of the 5 game modes can be available during each day. And be sure not to miss any days, guys, because if not, maybe the game mode that you need may not be available for days or even weeks, okay? So, for example, one day you get Crucible and Gambit, and then you grind those two, but you obviously need more medals for them. And then the next day you get Crucible, and then you get Strikes, and then you do that. And then the next day you get Strikes, and then you get Gambit, but you don't do it. That means that you then might not be able to see Gambit as an available game mode for quite some time. So just bear in mind that, okay? Um, and you can also do the World Class Triumph, which asks you to redeem 20 Forge or Destination medals. You want to use all 3 characters for this because you can rack up medals for the different accounts in this. And I want to point out that gold medals equal 4 medals, 4 points, silver equal 3, and then gold equal 2. And as I said, you want to use all 3 characters. And this is also RNG dependent because either Forges or Destination will be available, never both, okay? So, as I said, do not miss a day. If you see Forges there, do it. Next day, if you see Forges again, then do it again. Next day, if you see Forges one more time, do it again. And then when you get Destinations, you do that because if not, you may not see Destinations for quite some time. Um, as I want to point out that the fastest way to grind this is to get the 9 medals as quickly as possible because you can get only 9 medals per day on that specific game mode. As you will need the Forge or Destination 3 times to get the 20 medals, as you can get 9 per day. 9 times 3, 27, quick maths, because if you do 9 times 2, that's 18, and then that's not enough, okay? And keep in mind, you want to focus on the triumphs that are not time dependent. So the Laurel one, Rumble, and then the ones that don't need RNG to appear. So basically, you don't want to focus on Quintuple Threat or on World Class. You want to start doing like Represent and Medalist. I'd say what you want to start with is renowned, medalist, and represent. Those are going to be the three easiest ones out of this list. But you guys get to choose. That's the beauty of it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this guide. Hopefully, this helps you a lot. If it did, please smash a like. Consider a sub. It doesn't take you that long, and it helps us out a lot because we can see that it's actually helping out you guys, and then we can just better our quality, our content, and just overall the channel and what we produce. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Stay safe. We'll see you next.